My days are brighter, my shoulders are so much lighter. Just for a moment there, I thought that there was nothing more to life. I thought about it, wrote a couple songs about it. Just for a moment there, I lost myself. Mind if I be real for a minute? It's almost like everything I feel had a limit.
Welcome to Business Talk Season 1. I'm your host, Pethia, and if you're all about innovation, creativity, and positivity, then you, my darling, better stick around for today's episode of Business Monday. Well, most of us are on edge due to COVID-19, and yes, it is scary. But the truth is, with every situation, there is a negative and positive side. The more we close the doors to our homes, the more we open the doors to our business minds. Over the time that we've actually been hit by the pandemic, we have come up with so many unique ways of doing business that we most likely didn't even think of before we were hit by it. That being said, one of the biggest barriers to launching a business is the lack of business funding. While other people try to acquire loans, seek investors, or even raise their own venture capital. Unfortunately, for most people, when they do not have this cash in hand as capital, they decide to completely give up on the idea of owning their own business. But then the question is, does business really start only at the point that you have your cash in hand or your capital? Bullet to your head, you are given the supposed amount that you need to launch your business. A 500, a 1000, a 5 or a 10, whatever it is that you feel you need. What are you going to use that money for? I'll give you a minute to answer that question. Well, most of you actually didn't give a good answer to that. It's either you did not have an answer or you thought of so many things you could not even concise it into one thing. That just shows that you actually do not know what you want to do. And for those of you who are able to narrow it down to one or two things that you'd like to do, you've never thought about how you'd really go about it. The truth is, in both situations, you most likely would plunge in your capital and you have nothing to show for it, which is a sad situation. So the answer to the question is no, because business starts not when you launch it, but from the time that you generate an idea. And how do you do that? Well, most people like to follow their passion when it comes to starting a business. And that is well and good because for some people it actually works out, and that is great. That is fantastic for you. But majority of the time, people's passions do not really equal to a successful business. And that is because, some people are like really passionate about singing, but then you sound like a drum. Sorry to burst your bubble, but you might want to sing more in the shower, because I'm not saying you have to stop singing. Just, do it more in the shower and less in front of people. And maybe try to focus more on something that you're actually good at. Do not distract yourself from finding out what you're good at with something that you are passionate about. The truth is, humans are very complex, and so a passion is not something that you've just always wanted since you were young. Until you turn gray, you still want the same thing. No. The truth is, humans are able to develop passion even along the way. So when you identify something that you're good at, maybe try to blend it with your passion. And if you're not able to, that is fine as well. You might actually end up loving something else. Most likely, you've developed skills in so many things that are on high demand at the moment. Maybe you are really good at writing. Maybe you're good at web design. Maybe you're good at interior designing. You're good at decor. You are good at so many things, even gaming. For those who love gaming, there are ways of turning all these skills into a really viable business idea. As long as you're able to use this skill to either solve a problem or to actually give a direct benefit for the people that you're targeting. After you develop your idea, you need to build an audience. And not only that, but you need to gain insight. And there is no better way to do this than live market feedback. We have been blessed with so many social media platforms that you can use, not only for posting your pictures, unless that is your business. You can actually use it as a line of communication between you and your potential clients. Let them know about your business, give them questions that they can answer, and you'll be actually surprised. The amount of feedback that you'll be able to receive will be so overwhelming because people actually love the idea of lending their thoughts to you. And you'll be able to use that information to tailor and to fuel your business idea because you'll be able to learn the trends, the challenges, and the needs of the particular industry that you want to enter in. And this will help you to do the third thing, which is actually build your customer base, which is really important. Because most of the time, people who start business believe that they need to get their first customers when they launch their business. But you actually have to fight hard to get at least a sample of customers before you launch your business. And that is what you get when you actually try to build an audience. So the truth is, when you're starting out your business, it's highly recommended for you to enter the service industry because it normally requires little or no capital for you, which is highly beneficial for you. If you are going the product side, which is fine as well, it will be recommended for you to do pre-orders. Let people order your product before you actually even have it. That way you know that there are people who are there waiting to actually have their hands on what it is that you're trying to sell. Why not offer some type of motivation for people to actually become your clients before you even launch? Why not offer a discount for the first 5 to 10 people who make pre-orders for your product? Because you know there is nothing that clients love more than a price cut. You and I love price cuts. So that's just for everyone. At the end of the day, you need to know that it is important to take the pre-capital measures to ensure that you actually know whether you should go ahead with the business idea you've come up with or not. It's very important for you to know when to change the route for the business that you have actually undertaken. And like Tim says, an entrepreneur is not someone who owns a business. An entrepreneur is someone who makes things happen, and that can be you. Well, that is all the time that we had today.